Hello there, welcome to the Gover Gym podcast, out of our orifices and into two of yours. Hello, with me this week is David Gover, as per usual. How the hell are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good,
You okay,
and
Matthew?
I'm very well, thanks David, thanks for asking. And a special guest, maybe a recurring character in this ongoing drama, with us this week is Olly Stables. How are you, Olly Stables?
Very well, thank you. How about yourself?
Well, we just clarified that I'm okay.
Well,
Why are you asking me again?
Might have changed in 5 seconds.
I probably have known me. And so let's go into the fitness news for this week. Well, it's in the last few weeks that it's been said that it's now 10 portions of fruit and veg a day that we need to have.
Well, there's a few things that strike me about that. Firstly is the cost of your weekly shop has just skyrocketed. And bear in mind that these goods are perishable as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's madness to me.
It sounds like very time consuming too. 10 portions.
Yeah.
And 80 grams is a portion apparently.
Oh, gosh. Where do you stand on this, Ollie?
It's crazy. I think, 5 portions is people struggle with. Myself, I'm fine with portions of vegetables. I quite like vegetables. But I'm thinking the vitamin stuff in it is good. Getting kids to eat a lot more.
But trying to get 10
saying
in.
kids, to say people, not kids, but kids are the struggle. That they don't eat their vegetables anyway.
I think people in general struggle, to be honest. I think the general diet of people is...
Hold on. Is there a split between veg and fruit here?
I think you're supposed to have less fruit than you are veg because of the sugar
Yeah.
content.
Yeah,
But it's hard to get in, isn't it? 10 a day.
Yeah, I can't see it. Well,
It's a good thing to aspire to.
Yeah, I mean, what I'd like to see some studies on the benefits you get of having 10 over 5.
I'll track them down for you this week, David.
Anyway, I'm not sold on it. It seems like a policy to get us all to buy more perishable British goods.
And
so all turn vegan.
And on the same topic, the added vitamin D into food. There's talk of a government policy of adding actual vitamin D into food because British people don't get enough in their diets, especially over the winter. It puts a lot of pressure on the NHS with colds and flu and stuff. Where do we stand on this?
Well, I mean, we do, English people do tend to have a deficiency in vitamin D because the main way that you get vitamin D is through sunshine, and
there's not much.
There isn't a lot of it. So, and vitamin D has loads of process in the body, and I myself think it is worth supplementing vitamin D. I already do. I don't like the idea that they're doing it for you. I would just hate that. It feels a little bit
socialist.
Yeah,
I think that's why I like it.
Fluoride in the water. I didn't even realise that till the other day.
Yeah,
madness.
Yeah, fluoride in the water.
I'll put fluoride in my mouthwash if I deem it necessary. Thank you very much.
Well, Olly, where do you stand on the vitamin D thing? You were saying something interesting about cereals.
Yeah, well, for a few years now, I think since the green band on, I can't remember what company it was. It's like
I think it's Nestle.
Nestle. Yeah. They've been putting the green band on. That's all fortified cereals. They're saying studies gone out. Kids aren't getting enough. This, whatever. They're all getting scurvies, whatever. I don't know.
Scurvy, the Victorian disease.
So they've actually decided to put more iron, more vitamin C in cereals, and I think that it has been vitamin D within cereals, but I think the increase is in more foods. So everything from your crackers to your crackers, your Ivitas, whatever you want, that could be fortified with extra vitamins and minerals. I think that's what they're doing.
Cereals aren't generally a great thing, are they, to eat?
Depends what cereal you're talking about. Cereal in general, like a muesli or a porridge, is not too shabby.
Literal cereals, like yes.
Cocoa Pops and the Frosties, which are caked in sugar, I think is sort of a bit of
Do you know why cornflakes were first invented? Have you heard about this?
No, go on.
Because Mr. Kellogg, I can't remember his first name, he was a bit of a Puritan, and he invented them as something to put under your bed sheets at night so people could hear you masturbating. It's absolutely true.
No.
Yeah.
That is your wacky... this is...
Honestly, look it up.
This sociopath we're dealing with here, he's just made that up.
No, look it up. It's absolutely true. Imagine. Don't, please. That's a Rubicon you do not want to cross. That's true. Honestly, look it up. It's absolutely true. Yeah. Let's move on quickly and go on to our main subject this week, which is...
I'm going to do my bad habit again.
Oh, your Columbo. Really one more thing.
Yeah, one more. Just with cereals, it's a really strange thing that we have in this country that I don't know, it might be worldwide, isn't it? Like that we have cereals for breakfast. I don't know who decided it. They don't set us up well for the day. Like the only thing that I think it's got going for them is that it's convenient.
And if you look back in history, when we went to the Paleolithic times, when people used to have a very food wasn't available. They had to go and find their food. It was
Cocoa Pops weren't around, were they?
Well, no.
No.
You might have missed a Cocoa Pop somewhere else, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But they had to go and graze, so it was like leafy green vegetables. They had the berries on the pick on their scavenge as they went going for the hunt for. And so basically they survived during their hunt to find the hunt, then had a big feast. And the feast is where, I think that's where cereals don't really help.
They don't fit in.
No, they don't fit in. I mean,
when people talk about Paleolithic times, this is my number one gripe.
David's got issues.
Is that everyone's like, oh well, you know, we used to, you wouldn't find these things, and yeah, well, the average age in these times was like what, sub 30?
It was less than that. I think it was a 30 around Tudor times.
Yeah.
So,
it's mad. So why are we aspiring to have such a shit diet that kills us by the time we're 30? It's mental.
However, backing up not my paleo belief, but I think some of it is good. I think a lot of the diet should be based around like the Mediterranean side of things. They have a lot more different varieties. That's sort of the point I'm trying to get to, is the more variety of things. They have a lot more selection of protein, fats and carbs, rather than one very high density simple carbohydrate, which doesn't really, like David says, sustain you through the day.
No.
That is my argument here, not so much the paleo lifestyle.
And I think the Mediterranean diet is certainly the way to go. And they've got vitamin D as well, haven't they?
Massively.
In plentiful supply. Can I move on now, David?
Yeah, sorry, please.
Thanks, mate. So, this week is simply going to be called All About Olly. I don't want him to feel too special, but he is special, and we're going to find out why over the next half an hour or so. Olly, tell us a bit about yourself.
So, about 6 years ago, I started working with David Gover, the lovely David Gover, should I put?
No.
And no. And after a year of working with David, I decided to go to university to increase my knowledge within the industry. I mean, I've always been into sport, but I then went to UCLan, which is University of Central Lancashire in Preston, and increased my knowledge on sports science. I came out of that with my degree after 3 years, I think it was, and then worked for another company, and then came back to David's hands, where he was like, Olly, well, let me rephrase that.
Please, God, do.
But no, then David approached me asking if I would like to join the Gover team again, and that's when I decided to drop everything I had and take that opportunity.
David, could you briefly describe Olly for us?
Yeah, no worries. Right, Olly he's a stocky chap. What are you, 5'8", 5'9"? Tiny.
Pushing 6 foot.
Okay. So he's pretty small, but he's pretty chunky. He's
good chunky.
Yeah, he's got what I like to call a reverse fade of a beard, which is where it's really tight round the sides and gets progressively longer.
It's a Viking beard.
Into a point round the chin. And then to accentuate the length of his face,
now touching me.
He's gone really tight on the sides of his hair, and it goes up really high in the middle as well.
He's a bit of a hipster.
Is 4 times longer than it is wide. So Olly and I get into the gym at 5:30 pretty much every morning, and Olly is always immaculately turned out. His hair's always done. The only thing that he cannot sort out in the morning is his sleepy eyes. You can't hide them.
Okay, so now hopefully you can visualize young Oliver. And so Olly, what is the core of your belief with training, not just general religious or anything, but with training? What is at the center of your beliefs?
So I think a massive part of it, like half the reason I went into nutrition, half the reason I went into study sport more in depth and sports science is I wanted to increase my knowledge within nutrition, within the sporting industry, not so much nutrition as a whole, but more helping sport performance and all that sort of kind of things. So I thought I'll go down that route, and I ended up at my last year of my degree really focusing on the nutritional side of things. Doing my degree within the green tea extract, looking at its performance and whether it helped.
Is that matcha? Is that green tea extract?
Yeah. Matcha is a different form.
Right.
I won't bore you with it, but
okay.
Different form.
Please don't. Yeah.
Of super antioxidant sort of thing, superfood.
So is it sort of food nutrition as fuel? Is that sort of what interests you?
Yeah, I mean it's trying to increase our performance alongside a healthy diet. With extra support, but nothing that's illegal.
Okay, got you. And
trying to keep it natural.
And David, and please don't take offence at this, Olly, but why Olly? Why did you want him?
I don't want Ollie. Well, there's a few things. This is true of all our staff. I really like him. Just on a.
Why?
Why? Because he makes me laugh. Yeah. No, he's just a really amiable, nice chap, and also he's a proper sportsman. Like plays rugby to a really high level. He trains really hard, which is important to me. And it sounds silly, but it's quite important to fit in with a team. Really, all the coaching staff like training. They like training hard, and I want them all to get on. So if I can't have one that doesn't like training. And Ollie loves lifting big heavy weights, loves training hard, riding the pain train. And yeah, I like his stupidly long face.
Yeah, he's got a very low centre of gravity as well. I think that's what helps you out in rugby. I can imagine you sort of zipping along the field.
Said before.
Yeah.
Ollie's actually quite handsome. I would say objectively, what, a 7 out of 10?
I'm not even going to go in there.
I'll take that, definitely. Yeah. I'll definitely take 7. You draw me like a cartoon character, though.
If anyone wants to rate Ollie out of 10, please email the gym just with a rating.
What we'll do is we'll put up with this podcast just pictures, a slideshow of pictures of Ollie.
Okay.
From his Facebook profile pictures.
No, we won't.
I've never ever
private profile.
I'm guessing there's a few people listening that are friends with Ollie on Facebook anyway, so please just delve into his history. That should be.
I wouldn't
quite
advise it.
That hair though. Woo.
Right, let's go back to your training then. So what?
Yes, so back to that one. I then decided that my the nutrition was the path I wanted to take alongside of the back to personal training in some respects. I mean, I've increased my knowledge. I've done it before. I've really enjoyed it. I just wasn't viable at the time. I was a bit naive and young, so I thought I'd do that, mature myself a little bit more. And
when's that going to happen?
Well, maybe not mentally, but more educationally.
Right.
And joined the team, and I had an ambition to set myself up a supplement company. So go down the routes of sport nutrition. And from November of 2016, so last November, I decided to set up this after talking to David and having a business chat, because this man has set the Gover gym up, which is very successful.
Yes.
I put together a business plan, got the go ahead, and ordered my first stock of supplements.
So this is OG Supplements.
So this is what set up OG Supplements, which has been sort of, like I say, an ambition for a very, very long time of mine.
So what was the motivation behind that? You say it was an ambition. Where does it come from? Is it sort of set up an honest company in that sort of field, or what's the USP? Because it's a crowded market, isn't it?
Yeah, my USP or my selling point is honest, simple nutrition. I mean, from years of taking supplements myself, going down from the age of 14, I think, I like delving into the dirty, dark sort of horrible supplement side of things, i.e. Jack 3D, whoever knows what that is.
No, what's that?
Right. Matthew.
Yeah.
This stuff, and this is a completely true story. I think it was actually you that were like, right, it's a pre-workout basically, so it's designed to get you in the mental space to perform at an optimum level.
Is it bright blue?
Yeah.
I think I've seen
bright
it.
any colours.
Right, okay.
So was it you that were like, right, try this?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So Ollie's always been a pusher. He's always had it in himself supplements. But he, I've always trained fine. Never really considered taking a pre-workout supplement.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it. Anyway, took this stuff and I just could not put the weights down. I must have walked out of the gym about 2-3 times, being like, okay, done. No, I'm not done. Ran back in, started tearing it up, like throwing weights all over the place.
Wow.
Really going for it. An hour and a half later, I leave the gym absolutely exhausted. Fantastic workout. Sat in my van and started crying.
He's not alone either. It affects most big grown men.
That sounds amazing. That sounds quite cathartic in a lot of ways.
Oh my god.
So that then made me think this stuff can't be very healthy, and probably about 2 years after taking this stuff, not that I emptied the tub along with other people. We were like, this stuff's amazing, this stuff you got to take. I mean, throwing weights that you never would lift up in the air. It then came out that this stuff had a very close cousin to what would be known as amphetamines.
Oh.
So it got banned. They released a new one, never sold because it wasn't half as good as the stuff, of course. However, then it made me think, stuff I'm putting in my body is not healthy. Like, this isn't going to get me my sport performance I want. Yes, it's going to push me to the high limits, but it's not going to get me
it's
my
the highway
results.
to the danger zone, to quote a famous 80s movie.
At what cost?
At
But
what
this
cost?
is true of all most supplements, I'll say the vast majority, are designed for one thing and one thing only, and that is to part people with their money. And
Yes.
I think as well, the sad thing about the industry working is people become quite desperate, or they really want to change, and there's all this confusing marketing, and supplements most definitely have their place. Most definitely do. But a lot of them are, I would say, hugely adverse for your health.
I see a lot of things. See a lot of these websites advertised, and you see the whey powder and all of that sort of stuff, which is your basic thing, I guess, right? But then you see all this stuff around it, like truffles, like protein truffles and protein brownies and stuff like that, and you start thinking, hold on,
wait a tick,
this sounds bullshit.
I mean, them sort of stuff. I mean, they're just a whey protein that's been put into another form. That's sort of for the people that are trying to look for that. So yeah, them stuff are out there just to giving people that. What would be considered unhealthy fix, but with a healthy sort of side. It's like
is it healthy?
Well, no supplement's healthy if it's not done along a healthy diet, alongside a healthy diet. So I mean, you going and having a protein shake or a chicken breast after training, 100% have a chicken breast. I mean, the protein shakes we're going to give you the same nutrients as a chicken breast would. Other things are available like salmon and eggs and stuff like that. I mean, that
food.
Yeah, food in general. Food itself should be the main source of your macronutrients, your micronutrients, all your nutrients, every nutrient.
But a protein shake with fruit, that's got to be better, right?
I mean, no. I mean, not over a wholesome diet, a wholesome food. But the reason protein shakes have come around is for convenience. It's for people who live a quick lifestyle, also for the timings as well. If I'm coming out of the gym and I know I'm not going to be eating, I've got a personal train straight after my session, I'm going to have a protein shake to reduce my body going into a state which is known as catabolic, which means it's going to break down the muscles I work hard for in some respects, all of the muscles I work hard for. So basically, I want that to be reduced. It also fills me up for that period of time that I'm training, i.e. an hour, 2 hours. So that is the reason people
So is it true that you really ideally have to take protein on in the first quarter of an hour after exercise?
There's another thing called a window of opportunity. There's studies showing 15 minutes.
The window of gains, and you know it.
Window of gains, David's gains.
Let's call it window of opportunity.
And it's studies showing that within 15 minutes, within 30 minutes, within 45, even an hour. Some people even go further than that. They say 45 minutes is the most recent one that I've read myself. They say you should take in your highest protein source and carbohydrate source during that time. I mean, I try and get something straight in because it's like I say, convenience. No one has the 45 minutes to sit their time and they go, okay, time to get my protein in now. So I'm trying to educate people with my company as well. I want people to know what they're doing, why they're doing it, not what they've seen. Not that, Arnie took loads of egg whites. Why is he doing it? Because it's high in protein, yes. But why egg whites? Why not whole eggs? Sort of things that I want to educate people why they're doing it for.
It's important to understand what you're putting into your body
massively.
and what it's doing.
People are looking for. This is the danger of supplements. We talked. Olly and I have talked at length about it. And by the way, Olly is underselling himself horribly with. Says one of the main things that we had when he was putting these supplements together is just the quality of them. So, for example,
because it varies a lot.
Yeah, massive. So right. It's widely acknowledged that if you heat protein to a certain level, like it denatures it, which just basically means that the enzyme that breaks it down can no longer fit in it. So imagine if like the protein's this shape and the enzyme that breaks it down fits in there nicely, and then you can absorb the protein. Well, that doesn't happen when it's heated above a certain temperature.
So it basically goes straight through.
Oh, I mean, it just does nothing for you.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are still companies, because it's cheaper to heat it that high, that still pump it out.
Right.
And it's just most protein company or supplement companies spend more on their marketing than they do on their product, and that is disgusting. Go on, please.
So I mean, the product I source myself is known as cold pressed. So it's been put under pressure, left to dry out, and that's where you get the whole protein.
And is this all primarily at the moment you're focusing on the post workout stuff?
I'm trying to focus on everything. I mean, I'm currently looking in the pre-workout side of things, but it's such a massive market out there, and there's such a wide range of research out there, what actually works.
So it's quite important then to, if you get a PT or if you get someone to write a program for you, to try and fold in nutrition into that program.
Oh, well, they say a PT can't outdo a bad diet. So you can't train a bad diet.
You can't out-train a bad diet.
That's the one I was looking for.
You can train and have physiological adaptations, and you can get healthier and you can get fitter and stronger. But if you're looking for body composition changes, like you have to be on your nutrition.
And Olly he's told me some mad stuff nutrition wise. Like if you have fruit and then you have peanuts too quickly, then it cancels out the nutritional value of the fruit.
Peanuts and no.
Put your name by that one, Olly.
So okay,
I do listen to you.
Peanuts
sometimes,
are a legume. Some research has shown that legumes have what are known as anti-nutrient properties. You spend more time breaking down the cell walls, the legume itself, because it's a vegetable sort of thing. It's not a vegetable.
Legume is French for vegetable.
Side of thing, a bean, and you're breaking down the bean wall, the peanut wall, and wall, and
peanut wall,
the wall, and so you use all the energy for that, and the food you take on with that doesn't really get digested. So they say if you're eating like peanuts and stuff, not to have it with other things because you won't digest it as much as if you had it on its own. I used to believe that a lot, but now my belief has slightly changed, only because I've been trying to change my diet again. I mean, I used to follow paleo. I feel David's eyes daggering my back right now. But I've started changing now. I've tried to now believe you can eat whatever you like as long as it equals the amount your body needs.
Because that's the mad thing with nutrition, though, isn't it? Because you just do hear something different every 2 months, unfortunately usually in the Daily Mail, and carbohydrates can kill you and immigrants have brought them with them, that sort of thing. That's carbohydrates killed Diana, that sort of thing. But it changes so much. How do you know how to separate, I mean, no pun intended, the wheat from the chaff? How do you know what's bullshit and what isn't? Right.
I mean, I like to try things out. I read things and I try them. I mean, don't just read one thing and try it, because that'd be awful. But I do a bit of research and then try it out, and then I see how I respond. Then I mean, don't use my clients as guinea pigs, but I ask them, look, this is what I've read, this is what I've been doing. Do you fancy trying it out? They try it out. And if it works, obviously there's proof there. Loads of things work, loads of things come back and forth. You always say, like, coffee's good for you, coffee's bad for you, coffee's good for you, coffee's bad for you. But
it's fat recently. Fat's the one that's...
Fat really annoys me. Not as in fat's bad for you. The fat talk annoys me. I mean...
Well, why? Why does it annoy you specifically?
Fat is needed so much in the diet. It's so important. What happened is fat has got a bad press because it's such a high density calories within it. I mean, 1 gram of fat has 9 gram of calories. People are thinking, oh no, you're going to eat fat, you're going to eat loads of calories, you're going to put loads of weight on. Yes, if you eat loads of fat. Yes, if you eat more fat than carbs. But if you're having the right balance of things, you're going to get the right amount of fat, which you need in your body, the right amount of calories with that, along with your carbs and proteins, and that is going to equal what your daily intake's needed.
And
I mean, it's always nice to have a look at the numbers behind it, but it's also well worth remembering that you can make any study show pretty much anything you want. But the reason that there's so many studies and it's so confusing, or there's so many different trends coming on, is because if there was a one-size-fits-all approach to nutrition, if the same thing that worked for me worked for you two boys and everyone else, then we would have a blueprint that we followed and it worked. So but we have things that we know work for most people, but the way that you use carbohydrates in your body, the way you break them down, like how efficient your body is, that kind of thing, is different to me. It's different to Olly as well. It's different to everyone.
It seems to be coming back to something that Hayden has said previously, and Olly has just said that the belief is going that if you just eat your required amount of calories a day, no matter what that consists 100%. Of, then that's okay.
This is what I stand behind. There's some common truths that we see. So there's and I can't take credit for this. There's a chap called Eric Helms, and he came up with a food pyramid, which is like a hierarchy of importance. So the bottom layer, you've got your caloric intake, which is pretty much how much your body needs. If you get that wrong, either way, doesn't matter the rest of it. You can eat the healthiest stuff in the world. If you're going 1,000 calories over the amount that you're burning a day in energy, it doesn't matter if you're veganed up to the eyeballs, you're still going to put on you're still going to put on weight. Now, after that, it's your macronutrient profile. So the ratios of your carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. After that, your micronutrients, how like the minerals and things that you get from vegetables, they sort of unlock the goodness of the macronutrients.
So the balance, sorry to interrupt, the balance in fact does matter then. You don't just go, okay, I had a McDonald's yesterday, but that still fitted in with my 2,100 calories.
So it depends what you're trying to achieve. Because if someone is on I'm going to put myself out on a ledge here, but if someone wants to reduce their percentage body fat and they are completely unconcerned with their health, which of course no one should be, or any of their health markers, so you could have as long as you're in a calorie deficit, you can reduce your percentage body fat. But then you'd have atrophy, you'd be unhealthy, you wouldn't feel great. But then the macronutrients comes into, if you're looking to add muscle, use your body as it's supposed to be, have energy, things like that, then absolutely you want your macros right as well.
Okay.
It's massively important. By the way, the apex of that pyramid, or just after the macros, is nutrient timing, and then the apex is supplements.
Well, that brings us full circle nicely, I would say. So a final word, Ollie, on OG supplements then. Where do you see it going? What's the next stage?
So I'm currently getting a website design at the moment. I want it to be national, so I want to be able to post up country, around the world. Well, the idea would be around the world. I like to sort of push the big brands.
Plan big.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be big. I want to be a known brand. That's my ultimate goal. But right now, it's just increase the stock slowly. But as I say, educate people. I want people to know what they're putting in their bodies, not just taking willy-nilly stuff. And hoping for the best, and I mean that works alongside nutritional companies who we have Hayden, who does the Zero Limitations.
Yes, so, we're talking to him about that soon, I'm sure.
So that's me and him are in talks at the moment of how we can put a plan together with nutrition, i.e. foods, and how we can then add supplements to that to then optimize everything
and create a beautiful synergy.
That's the one
between the two of you. Okay, David, any final thoughts on this?
Only to say sincerely that I'm really proud of Ollie for setting this company up, and I think it's fantastic. Yeah, sentiment. No, he's a good friend as well, and an incredibly loyal co-worker. So, yeah, I'm really proud of him, and his supplements are great. I stand behind them 100%.
What a touching moment to end on, guys! Thank you very much for coming in, Ollie, especially.
Thank you.
You can be invited back at some point, I'm sure. Maybe.
Hope you understood me.
We'll talk afterwards. Guys, thank you very much for coming in. You've been listening to the Gover Gym podcast. govergym.co.uk is the bloody website. We'll see you next week. Say bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.